There was a time in content marketing when publishing more often was encouraged or even expected. It had to do a lot with the fact that Google liked big websites. It liked a lot of indexed pages. So the more pages you had on your website, the better your chances were for search engine traffic and any other kind of traffic. And yes, that was a long time ago. I am talking close to 10 years ago. Does that still work now? We'll talk about that in a minute. This is Anna Hoffman. I am the founder of Traffic Generation Cafe and Content Boomerang. If this topic is something that is of interest to you, I would really suggest that you share this video right now. And when you do share, this video will stay in your timeline, so you will be able to get back to it when you have time. Welcome to the live broadcast. Hello, Sue-Ann. Such a pleasure to see you here. Welcome. So, we're talking about the frequency of publishing content today. And as I said in the beginning, in the intro for this live, is it a good idea to publish more, or should we focus on something different other than frequency? I get this question quite a bit, especially from people who are joining our group, our free Facebook group, Content Boomerang. One of the questions they ask most frequently is, how often should I publish new content? And the very fact that they ask this question still makes me feel like there's way too much confusion on something that should be so very simple. Truth is, people like to find a formula of sorts. We tend to feel that if we do things a certain way, then we have a better chance for success. And that's true in many cases. But when it comes down to content marketing, not so much. Let me tell you a little bit about Traffic Generation Cafe. 2017 was a great year for my blog. My traffic has almost doubled since the past year, and so has my email list doubled. My search engine rankings increased. I was just looking at it yesterday with SEMrush, and they increased by about 50% in the past year. 50%. I've also become a top affiliate marketer for a few products. Top affiliate marketer. I've been on more shows and podcasts than ever before, and I even got to speak at Social Media Marketing World. If you were to guess how many posts I published at Traffic Generation Cafe in the entire year of 2017, one. Only one new post was published in the entire year. Yet my traffic went up, my search engine rankings went up, everything went up. How did I do it? By just publishing one post. By focusing on the quality of my content and by focusing on getting that content out there where my target audience was and is right now. Because, another thing that we used to believe a long time ago, which should not be, this should not something that you should be still thinking. Your website used to be the hub of your business, right? That's where you used to publish the best of your content, because the idea was people would come and consume and convert into customers. Well, the problem is, since those in the past 10 years, there's so much content published that people are so overwhelmed, they do not want to come to an individual website to read a blog post. It's too boring for them. They want to consume your content like this, and they want to consume it where they are at the moment, right? And that's not your website. So, focusing on your website as the hub of your business, of your content marketing strategy, is really not such a good idea. If you're watching this right now, whether live or recorded, drop me a comment right here, right now. Do you still believe that your best content should be only published on your website? I would really, really, really love to know. And while you're thinking about it, or maybe type in the comment, let me ask you this. Let's say you create an ad, because online ads are also a form of content marketing. That's just paid content marketing, right? So you create an ad and then you only publish it on your website. How much traffic would that ad get you? You see where I'm going with this? Obviously a bad idea. If you create an ad, you want to publish it on the best, most trafficked websites where your audience is at the moment. And that's how you bring them back to your website. Well, now let's say you can't afford publishing ads, which is absolutely fine. How do you generate free organic traffic in a very similar fashion? The same way, you publish your content where your audience is right now. I was talking to Chris Brogan the other day, and I'm sure you know Chris. What you may not know about him, he has a heart of gold. He called me to talk to me about content repurposing, which is something that I'm very passionate about, and the upcoming launch of Content Boomerang. That's the turnkey content repurposing system that I'm launching next week, starting May already, 21st. So Chris called me to encourage me, and of course we talked about content creation. As you probably know, Chris runs his own agency, and he does a lot of content marketing consultants for some of the biggest brands in the country. And you know what he said? He said that the problem that he sees is not only, or is not always, about whether the content is being published, but what kind of content it is and where it is published. People don't understand what the purpose of their content is. Whew. Chris Brogan said that, and again, he works with people and companies who have the money to have the best type of content. And yet it's not about money, as it turns out. It's about knowing what your audience wants and needs and where they want to consume your content. So Chris inspired me to do something. I honestly, when I talked to him, I was just so overwhelmed by how true it was, because a lot of my own readers or group members, they tell me all the time, I create so much content and I have no idea why I create so much content. Who is reading it? They don't know. So, hi Micah, and Sue-Ann is here, and apparently Chris Brogan likes tapas. Very nice. I know he loves beer. Anyway, but yes, you are so right, Sue-Ann. He does love very quick and audience-focused pieces. That's what he publishes on his blog and everywhere else. Bite-sized chunks that speak to the audience and give them food for thought. Usually just one thought, because the more thoughts we have as an audience, the less likely we are to take any kind of action. And as a content creator, that's the worst thing that you can do. So your content needs to be focused as well. But going back to the I got it after I read your comment, Sue-Ann. I got it. You were talking about bite-sized content versus, I know. Anyway, so just kind of wrapping up here. So we've talked about how often you should publish content. Don't focus on the frequency. Focus on quality. And focus on where you publish that content. It shouldn't be all on your website. Yes, your website is your traffic conversion machine, but it's not your content marketing hub where you hover over the best that you have. The best that you have should live outside of your blog, in the form of repurposed content like videos and images and articles and guest posts. It should live out there. But then the purpose with a good call to action is to bring them all back to your website where you convert them. That's your traffic conversion machine, right? So, Chris and I talked about content and how so many people don't really realize why they're creating content. And that's the one thing that you should really know, don't you think? Before you know how to drive traffic, which I would love to teach you, but I don't want to, because first I need you to tell me why you create your content, who is reading it, what the purpose of your content is. Then once figure that out, then we can start working on traffic. So I have created something special for you. It's sort of a place for you to have your content tete-a-tete. Intervention, content intervention, if you will. That's a place where you might be able to answer some of these questions that I have posed in this video. Why do you create content? Who is reading it? What do you hope to get out of the content? And there are a couple of things that I might be able to help you with to make your content better. I'm going to drop the link to this very special thing. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You just have to come and visit and be prepared to sit down and kind of really actually think through these questions. And right now I can already tell that you're thinking, oh, it's going to take time. Well, yes, it takes time to figure out what works and what doesn't, right? It's up to you how long you're going to take to answer those questions. But truthfully, in my opinion and my experience, I should say, those who take actions actually succeed. And those who say, I'll do it later, well, later generally never comes. So we're just about done. The link will be in the comments, and I'm going to post it in the description. Thank you so much for joining me. Hi, Nazim. Ciao. Mike is here, and Sue-Ann. Thank you so very much. And those of you who are lurking and didn't say hello, please do so. I like to talk to people. There's nothing worse than looking at the camera and not knowing who is on the other side. So either way, thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and go take care of that content of yours. Hi, Jonathan. Thank you for joining me. So look out for the link in the comments or up in the description, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Maureen, hi, how are you? Thank you so much for saying hello. Hey. Talk to you later.